This is a demonstration of a program that I built about 10 years ago, but have since modified it for each hotel that I worked at as an in-room dining manager. One of my biggest challenges at the first department I managed was tracking deliveries and pickups of in-room dining orders. And once we were able to start to use this program to track these deliveries and pickups, I realized it could be expanded into solving many of the other challenges we had, such as amenities and order taking, and all sorts of uh, important but difficult things to do, especially when you're busy being engaged with guests. So this program actually will take the information that's exported from your property management system, the guest profile, amenities, traces, housekeeping status, arrival, departure, rate, basically everything, and keep it all in one spot and allow your line level in and dining department to use it effectively. This program is using scrub data, which is, you may see redundant, you may see a few Richard Johnsons in there. That's because obviously confidentiality. In any case, this is a fictional property we've set up here on the map. And from this map, we can see that we have 3 outstanding in-room dining orders. So let's say we just decided we're delivering a new in-room dining order. We'll type in the unit number, in this case 9, the plus key. Up pops the guest name, the guest profile information. There's some information here. The guest preferences, likes, dislikes, a previous incident. It's also flashing to indicate we have amenity due today for this guest, which is very helpful, of course, because if your in-room dining department hasn't started their amenities yet, they can possibly deliver this amenity with the order. We also have a place here where a reminder will automatically be set for the department to go back and pick up the tray or whatever the next service is for that property. Right now it's set to an hour. We'll set that to just 1 minute for demonstration purposes. Let's get back out to the main screen. We can see here now, it's now up here on the map as well, and we see it over here on the list. We can see on all of these, we have the guest name, if there's a guest in house, the day, the time is delivered, the housekeeping status, and the unit number. And there's our reminder to go pick up the tray. Again, we have the same information we had previously, the guest profile information, the unit number, the time the delivery was made at, the time for the follow-up request, etc. So in this case, we could use this profile to enhance the experience of the guest by delivering pineapple juice or something else, or perhaps maybe the guest prefers that we don't ring the bell, but we knock before entering their room because perhaps there's a baby sleeping. So in your property management system, you would list this in the profile, and then this would be actionable with the in-room dining department. So now we can either snooze or indicate the pickup's done. We'll snooze it for an hour. Let's see, it's still on the property. We'll do one more unit. We'll do 19. Here we have a room with 2 guests in it and some children as well. Also indicates the first night, etc. Same information. Picking up the orders is just as easy as delivering them as far as the computer is concerned. If the server has now picked up the order, they can simply just type in the unit number and hit minus, and as they do that, as you see, they disappear from the screens and entered the wrong unit number as well. Over here is a list showing all the things that still need to be picked up. You can also reference the journal here, which has all the day's activity. And you can also export this to Excel. So if you're going to make a big sweep of the property and you wanted a printed list of all the units that need to be picked up, you could simply press the Export to Excel button, and an Excel spreadsheet would appear that you could then print. Moving along here, we have the ability to import amenities. Again, this started as tracking deliveries and pickups, but quickly into the project I realized we could use the component of the property management system for amenities and other profile information. So the property that I worked at not too long ago had a process of printing out about 3 to 4 reports from the property management system and then handwriting a list that took about 45 minutes to an hour to complete. Unfortunately, it took so long just to pull the information together. You couldn't note things like naturally guest preferences, but also the guest name, the amenity, I'm sorry, the amenity would be noted, but the arrival, departure, the company name, all those things would be noted on it. So you basically just have a unit number on a big list and what was to be delivered. So it made for, unfortunately, a very error-prone process that was very difficult. It took a very long time. So on here, we can just click amenities. It's going to ask if we want to import. We'll say yes. And right there for a second, as you see, it scans through all the property data information that we've already exported. Here we can see on the list we have the unit number, the housekeeping status, the amenity that's to be delivered, the guest status, the guest name, the ETA, and the arrival departure information. We also have a barcode here, which with the addition of a barcode scanner, you're able to scan it in to indicate it has been delivered. At the very bottom of the list, we see there's just small information about the total number of deliveries, cheat sheet for the housekeeping status codes. So it makes it very easy for the servers to understand exactly what these interesting little characters are. Let's go ahead and close that. Another challenge that we face in the hospitality industry is having the guests drive our day, which means we can sometimes be occupied and forget what we're supposed to be doing at any given time. In my case, that was amenities. Occasionally, it would be hard for me to remember to deliver, a bucket of champagne at 6 p.m. or chocolate strawberries at 2 or what have you. So in this program, you have the ability to export to Microsoft Outlook calendar appointments, which I would then forward to my iPhone or any smartphone at the time. And it would allow me to go about my day and more or less forget about my amenities, because I knew 45 minutes before they were due, a reminder would pop up on my phone telling me to go complete the action, which was very helpful and a lifesaver for some very stressed out concierge and front desk personnel, as well as myself and my department. I can't demonstrate that, unfortunately, in this computer because it's my laptop and I do not have Microsoft Outlook installed. Moving back out from amenities, we can look at the order taking process. As you're aware, the hospitality industry suffers from very high turnover rate, and therefore whoever's taking your inbound order might actually not be too keen on the knowledge of the food that's available to the guest, as well as some properties have a order taker that's positioned as the operator as well, so they can't actually have all the knowledge that a proper food and beverage employee would have. To circumvent this, I added this component which basically allows you to just type in the unit number. As you can see, it's prompting us for that. We'll fill in the guest name automatically and then prompt verbally what to say to the guest. In this case, how many guests is this for, Mr. and Mrs. Wendy Pira. We'll say it's for 2 guests, and then we'll go to start taking the order. So we'll do a cheesecake, and as I start to type, you see the time quotation is now changed to 40 minutes, which was standard at this property. And we see a photo of the item, list of ingredients, and possible allergy, as well as a list of items that we might actually be trying to type. So we'll hit enter, and then we'll also do an Angus beef burger. And as you can see, a upsell suggestion has popped up, indicating that perhaps we should try and make an upsell to having vegetable spring rolls as a starter. So let's go ahead and hit enter on this one. And as you can see, also we have the again, the ingredients, the condiments, the allergy, the description. So it's going to prompt us now for a temperature, which is nice because you can program this to prompt forced modifiers to remind the order taker to ensure they are getting the proper order from the guest. So we'll do medium. So from here, the order is essentially complete. We can either hit OK Save, which will just save it, and we can go back and reference it later, or we can click Send, which would, depending on how you set it up, send an email to in-room dining or have it pop up on their screen in the department, allowing them to either key in or be aware that they have an order. So this can be very helpful for pretty much any hotel that might need to communicate the order, or you don't have the time to invest in training your staff properly or fully for the menu, and therefore you'll have a photo and a description of the item, etc. So let's close out of that now. Lastly, there's a couple of fun little features in here, like you have timers. You can just set to remind your staff to do certain things, such as pick up towels at the pool, refresh a welcome amenity, etc. But this program overall ties in about, I would say, 5 to 6 critical components of in-room dining using a lot of information with the property management system, which is extremely helpful because it enhances your experience for your guests. It can also save you a lot of time and money in service recovery, and possibly chip away at that turnover level since your staff isn't so overwhelmed with lots of administrative paperwork that is sometimes prone to error. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the demonstration of my program, and I wish you the best of luck at whatever property you may work at.